One thing you have to learn when it comes to running your business and in life is to grow that resilience muscle. No matter how many times you prepare, there's always something which comes as a surprise that you have to adjust or pivot to just keep on going and get that success that you want with your business. I know so many people just show the glorious part of running business, and not that many people show or share about all the struggles they face when they're running the business. So that's when people face these challenges, they don't know what to do, they give up and they just stop, right? But when you're running a business, the truth is you're going to be facing some challenges. There's definitely going to be challenges which comes your way, but you can mitigate the risk. You can try to prepare for it, but there is going to be times when those things come. This is when you have to tap into your resilience, right? You have to think of it to just say, okay, I'm facing this challenge. What can I do right now to solve this challenge that I'm facing so that you can move on, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you know 2020 was a challenge for all of us, right? You faced those times when you had to pivot your business. You faced all those challenges, right? You probably did. And you just still continuing on and being here today, still owning the business, still running a business. It shows that you have that strength. It shows that you were resilient. You were able to survive everything that happened in 2020 and still carry on, right? So your resilience muscles got exercised and you made it even stronger, right? Because this is it. This is life, right? We all get all these surprises. No one could escape that, right? But you have to figure out how you're gonna pivot, how you're gonna cope with all those challenges, right? I faced the same challenges as well when that whole thing happened, right? The pandemic. I had a property I was trying to sell, right? But then the whole pandemic happened, so the market all crashed. No one was buying. People were too scared to buy anything, right? Because things happened. People lost their jobs and everything else, right? So I wasn't able to sell that property. So I had to hang on to it. I had to pivot and change the plan again, right? And then having to put it back on the market and rent it outright again. Because I couldn't control the market. I just have to pivot and find other ways because I couldn't keep on paying for a mortgage for an empty property, right? So I had to find another way to put it back in the market and to rent it out and take a bit of a cut when it came to that rent, right? So that I can help other people who are struggling to keep up with the rents too, right? So I was like, okay, this is what I have to do to pivot to still continue on, right? So I know I'm not the only one who had to face that challenge, right? A lot of people had to face the challenge when it came to real estate as well, right? If you have any rental properties, you probably had to face some of the challenges that you had to pivot, right? Because things do happen, we have no control over that, right? We can try to mitigate, but you have to keep going. At that moment, it might seem like there's no solution, but if you really take back and actually explore, you might find a solution for what's going on at the moment. So not only my real estate, also my online stores got affected when this whole thing started as well. My shipping times, because I was running some drop shipping stores, right? So my shipping got affected. They became so slow. Things were not reaching to the customers. Had so many people complaining and all this stuff, right? I had to adjust again and deal with all that, right? So some people I had to refund. Some people I had to communicate with, and they were okay waiting, right? And I had to find out the alternatives, right? So I had to change my suppliers, pay more. So I was losing money on the margins, right? Because now I was paying more because I was finding other warehouse or other suppliers within US to continue on supplying my products, right? So all that things I had to do to adjust to the situation. So that's what I was saying. In business, you're gonna face so many of this stuff, right? But this is what makes you stronger as an entrepreneur. This is what builds you up, right? So you become more resilient. So if anything was to happen again, now I know how to deal with that thing, right? Because I went through that process of having to pivot and change all the way I was running my businesses, right? So this is why it's so important to be resilient, to build that muscle, go through the pain and find other ways to change, to make it through, to work it out, right? So that you can continue doing your business. You might be doing it differently than what you were, right? So it's like, new way of doing business. because of all that, right? So this is why I say as entrepreneurs, we're so resilient. I know most people don't talk about all these other challenges that you face. You just think of all the good part of it. But I just wanted to let you know that some things do happen, right? Which you don't plan for, right? And then when that happens, don't give up. Don't lose hope. Just try to evaluate what can you do? What other things can you do? Can you pivot the way you deliver your products? Can you pivot the way you manufacture the products? What can you do so that you can continue going on? So don't just give up when you're faced with challenges, right? So I know as an entrepreneur, I can tell you so many challenges which came my way. Right, over the years of running an online business, right? It looks so glorious and all the stuff, but there's so many other challenges that you can face, right? So if you have been running online business, you know there are other things that you face. I can give another example with dealing with PayPal, right? So, if you've been running online business, each time we are trying to scale, right? Sometimes you do face those challenges with PayPal, where they hold your money and all the stuff. So you have to then work out with PayPal because they want to prove and all the stuff, right? You just provide the information that they require, right? So that they can release that money for you, right? So it can be quite challenging, especially when your cash flow is a little bit tight, right? Because you're waiting for that money so that you can now pay for your suppliers and then pay for your ads and all this this stuff, right? So that's why I said there's so many other stuff which comes, so many challenges which comes with running a business that most people don't share about, right? So I just wanted to say, hey, when you go into business, keep an open mind that things do go wrong. Sometimes things don't go as planned, right? You face other challenges. I just want you to just stop, don't panic, and think of what you can do to solve that problem that you're facing, right? And once you take that step back, you actually take a deep breath, and things are always figurable. It might not seem like it at that moment, but it's figurable. If you need to reach out to people for help, do so, but it is figurable. So don't panic. It is figurable. So this is part of being an online business owner, right? You face those challenges. Just have to be resilient, go through all those challenges and keep going. So I hope this video has been useful for you. Keep pushing through. If you're facing any challenges, keep pushing through and reach out if you need any help. So for now, stay strong, stay positive, and continue building the business that you love. And I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.